I first ran into the people at XOJO, 2.5 years ago, I believe. They contacted me about some work with some of the athletes that I was working with. When I first met with them, I was kind of skeptical, as I am with all supplement companies. I really find that supplements are minutia at best. So when I do have somebody contact me about looking into their supplement, I kind of go into it with a skeptic eye, as I did with XOJO. They got me some product, and what I like to do is train with it myself rather than giving it to athletes and hoping it works. Because of that skeptic eye, I found that, all right, I was told certain things about the product. I really wanted to try it out myself. So I got the product and I put it into effect in my own training. They claimed that it would have no gastric distress or GI distress if I took it during exercise, right before, right after, or a couple hours before. So I put it to the test. What I did was, I went home the day that I met them. I guzzled 2 bottles of it and went immediately out for a run. Other than having an enlarged stomach and maybe a little bit of sloshing, I had no GI distress. I didn't have to stop for bathroom breaks. I felt great throughout a 7-mile run. It just so happened that it was a 7-mile pace run, which means I'm putting the hammer down. So right out of the gate, I put XOJO to the test in my own body to see if it was really what they claimed that it was. And what I found was, I can't recall right offhand the exact numbers, but I felt great through the run and it was a good pace run. Upon coming home, I did what they told me and I took a full bottle right after I was done. Usually after pace runs, I'll get sore ligaments. I'm a little bit older athlete. My Achilles will act up, my soleus will act up, especially on the pace run that I usually do. I didn't find that onset soreness that I usually feel after pace runs. The next day I had a recovery run paced out, and I didn't guzzle it before I went. I figured, okay, I'll have it 2 hours pre, and then I'll take some during. Even though it was a recovery run, recovery runs are a little bit slower. Even though it was a recovery run, I decided to put it to the test while I'm out there. And so I went on my recovery run, which is a little bit slower than pace, to recover from the day before. I got into my run and I felt great. I felt no tight ligaments, soleus muscles were okay, calves, quads, everything were great. So I picked up the pace. That's not advisable, but I did pick up the pace a little bit, and I put out a good run, and it ended up being a tempo run. Again, that's not advisable, but I was feeling great, so I put the hammer down. So I put it to the test right out of the gate with those 2 runs. Then my next test was a long run. And so I was training for a marathon, a local marathon. And so that next Saturday, I threw it into play in my long run. Usually anytime that you're starting to work on marathon training and where it's close within a few weeks to marathon, you don't want to change anything up. So I figured that I'd put it to the test in a long run, in a no-no situation. And so what I did was had my normal breakfast, had everything the way I normally would for the long run, and I headed out on an 18-mile run, and every 20 to 30 minutes I fueled with XOJO. Normally I would hit water. I left all my gels at home. Don't try that at home. I left all my gels at home, and I figured that I would just give the XOJO a try. I was amazed at the feeling that I had on this 18-mile run. It was up a canyon. It was a 900-foot climb where I turned around and came back down. I felt great. I felt great for that run, had plenty of energy, had no gastric distress. I recovered a lot faster that next Sunday. I felt great. And then I put a long run, another medium to long run in on Monday. So after my first week just putting XOJO to the test, I had complete confidence to throw it in with the elite and professional athletes that I work with. And so that Monday, I put it in play. Started giving it to the athletes. They liked it. They felt better on it. They felt that they were recovering faster.